I reread Pachinko by Minjin Lee for my book club, and here are some of my thoughts. The first time I read this book, I was absolutely hooked. I loved the writing and I just felt so many emotions. The characters felt really well formed and I really cared about what happened to them. We are following multiple generations of the same family, starting out with the central character Sunja. Sunja is living in Korea at the time that is being colonized. It was annexed by Japan, and we follow the story of her sons and then their future kids as they struggle to live as Koreans in Japan after they've moved to Osaka. The second time I read this book, I wasn't as taken aback by some of the emotional touch points. There are a lot of really heavy punches and milestones that happen throughout this family's history. One of the key themes is definitely generational trauma and also the role that women play in being survivors and quietly doing the hard work that keeps their family together. But all of the characters in this book definitely suffer, but also work really hard to try and live up to their ideals, whether that be survival, getting rich during a crisis, or living up to being a Christian or a pastor, because one of our main characters is also a minister. I highly recommend checking out Pachinko if you haven't heard of it by now. It came out in 2017 and there was a lot of really good reception to this book, rightly so. I think it's a modern classic. You'll learn a lot about the Zaichini, which I knew nothing about, who are the Koreans that are still living in Japan today, but are struggling to be fully accepted as Japanese citizens. If that's interesting to you, or if you enjoy really intricate family stories that pull forward some heavy themes, I definitely think Pachinko is for you. One drawback that I did notice, I think I noticed this the first time around as well as the second time around, is I definitely prefer the first half of the story to the second half. The second half, it does feel as if more characters are being rammed into the plot, maybe to move the plot along, and I do feel like certain characters or chapters or storylines could have been removed. But the first half of this book, where we're really following Sunja and her family during the war, is what makes it a winner in my eyes. And I can just feel the level of research, and the personalities and the characters really feel realistic. I think because Minjin Lee did so much research and spoke to actual people, interviewed Zaichini about their stories, and that really comes through to create a world that is extremely immersive and really will pull on your heartstrings.